Hey you guys. Welcome to the Shella D. Bridgman Show. This is Shella Bridgman, and this is my testimony. Hello. Everything happens for a reason. You would not believe what just happened. 17 minutes in, I realized that my mic was behind my neck. I realized that my mic was behind my neck. Okay? Now, I told you we don't do editing. I would even have to figure out how to go back and listen to this, because that's not what I do. What I do is I do the recording, I upload it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what I've said. I upload it and I go back and listen to it just like you guys do online. I do that like whenever I get time. Just like I said, trying not to be distracted or whatever. So I listen to it just like you guys, right? But yeah, I'm sitting up talking, and I'm talking about all kind of stuff, and you can see this is the energy that I have. I'm in a good mood. I'm talking about I went to the gym the first day yesterday and everything, right? And I felt something. I felt something. I'm like, what is this? I pulled on the cord. And I pulled out the mic from behind my neck. And for all the hearing that you guys do with the cars going by and everything, I had to think real fast. I had to think quick on my feet, right? That the way it was tucked, like really behind my neck, it was really tucked behind my neck, right? And I got the jacket on, that you probably missed the whole thing. Now I could have continued as I do, like with the no editing and stuff like that. But I'm like, no. What we're not gonna do. Look, what is it? That last recording, I even went to sleep, right? Okay, so I went to sleep. I've done some stuff. You've heard the dog barking. You heard the cars. A lot of stuff. But what I'm not gonna do is put something online for all the world to hear. And this, that's not what we're doing. Okay. So 17 minutes in, but I say everything happens for a reason. I don't know why, I don't know what, but and every time that's happened to me, I end up going in a totally different direction. So like that's something that I was supposed to talk about. The lady that lives in the parking lot, well, not the parking lot, but has the 2 teenage sons, she just walked by, and maybe she could hear that I was talking. Like, because you see me pull into the library parking lot, and I do something and I leave. Like, what is she doing? You can see I have a laptop. What am I doing, right? I am a podcaster. I'm a podcaster. But anyhow, yeah, so I was talking to you guys about, yesterday was my first day I went to the gym. I believe I'm going back tonight. I'm going to get this done, and I have time to do that and go to work and everything. And just saying that we are really on track. Like we've been since October, November. We've been calling this the year-end challenge, but people may really, catch on. Right now, we're on track with everybody else. Now there's a whole group of people. Focusing on the year end. You know what I mean? Everybody doesn't start in October, but there's a whole group of people. A whole population of people that are focusing on the year end. So we are tracking. Okay, because that's what we're calling our situation. That's what it is. It's the year end. So yeah, I went to the gym. I'm going back tonight. And I'm doing it. I could feel it in my body already last night. It's like exercise affects your it affects your posture. And I could feel the tightening of my muscles. I could feel it in my stomach muscles because I did the bicycle. I could feel it. I could feel it in my stomach muscles. It just, what do they call it? Your core. I could feel it. That's why cycling is such a good exercise, and I did it for a while. Not on a stationary bike, but I rode a bicycle for transportation for a while, and that's why it keeps all of that from the waist down, that core, your stomach muscles, all the way down. You're working all of that. You're working all of that. So I'm gonna go in there and do me a hot 30 and get out. You know what I mean? I think they close at 10 tonight. I think on the weekends they close at 8, and I think they close at 10 tonight. So by the time I get there, I'm doing this. I have plenty of time. I'm gonna go to the Walmart and get some stuff, and I have time to go and then go to work, and everything's good. It's so funny how um, my little guy, it's so funny. Us staying in that hotel or whatever for just that one night. It's just so funny just to watch his behavior, and just to see how he is. And he's so funny. He barks when I sneeze. He barks when I sneeze. But I slept today. I was like I said, I was just so tired. I was so tired, and I just passed out. I went to sleep. I tried to get an oil change and I couldn't, because the people were already there this morning. I'm like, dang, I went to one of the drive-through places so I could get through real quick, don't have to get out and deal with all that. And the people were already lined up. So I'm gonna go to one that it's new, so maybe nobody will be there first thing in the morning. So I'll do that tomorrow morning. And yeah, so just moving right along. But yeah, he usually, like I said, there's stuff that he usually does when the other dogs go by. He barks. uh uh he barks. And when I sneeze, he usually gets, he barks. But I sneezed and he didn't say anything. So I don't know. That's what I'm saying. He's funny. He's funny. When I need him to be, like, I was really tired, and he just let me sleep. He let me sleep, and I woke up and played with him. Let him bite me really good. And he's happy. You see, he's back there. You don't hear anything, no whining, no nothing. So I tell you, it really is about attention. Like, we haven't done a bunch of walking today or anything like that, but somehow he feels his emotional needs feel met. Because his emotional needs feel met, he's not crying out and doing stuff. He's not agitated. He's not. So it's funny. It's funny to see. But what do they say? If he's happy, I'm happy. Laundry day is gonna be a good day this week. It really is. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, everything is good. I'm looking forward to everything. I feel the progress in my life. You see how I went from making it through Thanksgiving to I'm trying to get this oil change. I'm moving right along and take care of my business, and I feel good. I feel that I feel good about going to work. I have an actual partner. The guy is a good guy. He's not a yes man. Like, it's like we're in agreement on stuff, but he's not a yes man, because he'll say, I disagree with that, or I think, you know what I mean? But he's a smart guy. By the end of the shift today, I was like, I was done, and he jumped in and he took charge, and I was pointing. I was like, this is my partner right here, And he's a good guy, and it's nice to have somebody you can lean on, for the computer. He jumped in, like, the part of it wasn't, one of the programs wasn't open. And he jumped in, and he figured out how to get it open. And I'm like, there's nothing like having help. There's nothing like having somebody that you can lean on, and or work with. Like, you're not carrying everything by yourself. He that's, I mean, at the end of the shift, I was there. It was like 3 minutes till it was time for me to go home. So I'm like, oh, and he jumped in and made decisions. I'm like, yeah. That's what's up. But I didn't have to feel like I wasn't carrying my weight, because earlier in the evening he had a question and I didn't have the answer, but I figured it out for him. You know what I mean? So I'm my little brain, I'm worth something. But 3 minutes before it's time to go home, I don't know. I don't know. I've told everybody. I'm on fumes by then. I am on fumes. So, but he was still going, and that it really made me feel good. It really made me feel good. So I'm gonna do something for him tonight in appreciation. I asked him, okay, I'm gonna tell you guys. I'm gonna tell you guys. I gotta tell you guys all the secrets. The buttermilk pie, the Patty LaBelle buttermilk pie. One of the pies that I was eating the whole pie. So this morning I asked him if he liked cheesecake. He said, yeah, who doesn't like cheesecake? He said, somebody who does a good one, right? So I just said, oh, okay, right. So I'm gonna go to the store tonight and get him one. Because he's a man that likes to eat, right? he likes to eat. So I'm gonna get him a pie. Just to show my appreciation, because just that bit that he did at the end of the day, it was like, ooh, that's, and I carry my weight. I don't need somebody to come in and do my job for me, but he came in and and then there was even some stuff that, like, my relief was there, and there was some stuff that we were talking about that systematically is just jacked up, right? And sure enough, we're looking at the clock, 10 minutes. 10 minutes before it was time for us to go home, it happened. And we all looked at each other, and I told him that it's happening because, like, the system hasn't been reset. You know what I mean? So everybody's looking at each other, and I'm like, It's because the system hasn't been reset. So, but yeah, it's going good. It's going good. So yeah, I'm gonna get him a pie. I'm gonna get him a pie tonight, and it'll be for him to do whatever he wants, and he can eat it whenever he wants to. But it's my way of saying thank you to him, for being there, for showing up, and for being an asset, for being easy to work with, and I can't eat it. I know it's good. It's a buttermilk pie. It's a buttermilk pie. It looks just like a cheesecake. It tastes like a cheesecake, but kind of a little better. You know what I mean? It's a little better than a cheesecake. It's a twist. So that's why I asked him if he liked cheesecake. So I'm sure he'll like this. I'm sure he'll like it. He'll have his own pie, and he can do whatever he wants to do with it. But yeah, he's a big guy. He describes himself as a big guy, not like 600 pounds or anything like that. Excuse me, but he's tall, and he's a big guy, and he likes to eat. So, and he said that he's one of those picky eaters. Some people that, no, I don't like with the cheese on it. No, he likes to eat, and he's not a picky eater. So I heard someone say that two things. This lady that I listen to online, she works for a radio station, and she does she's a DJ, but she does like this bit every day talking about the pop culture, right? What's going on in the pop culture. Now she's a woman of a particular age. She's like a couple years older than me, right? But she does this bit every day where she talks about the pop culture. And you know how people are so open, but there's something that they didn't say? So she had a cat, but I didn't know that. Meaning she had never mentioned it. I'm like, oh, okay. So she was saying about how she was having a hard time that her, I hate to say the D word, but she said her cat died, right? And how hard that was for her and everything. And she said, but knowing the person that I am, because she had a stroke and everything. Her mother, she was taking care of her mother, and just giving. So like right after her mother died, she had a stroke, and she could still talk. That was the thing, is that she's a DJ. She couldn't see, she couldn't do anything, but she could still talk. Her voice was intact. But what she said was her cat died, and what she said was, she knows herself, and she says she is a nurturer. That just is who she is. She is a giver. And that instead of walking around mourning the cat, she went and bought a kitten. You know, if you know you're just a giver, you got to have something to give it to. That's why some people are huge philanthropists. That's one of my pet peeves, when people can't say that. Yes, I said it out loud. That's why some people are like, really, benefactors. They really look for somebody to send to college. They really look, that's why some people are really just like that. But that's what she said. She said, I know myself, and I know I need to have something to pour that into. So she went out right away and got a kitten, and I got that. But I heard someone say recently, one of my little people, online people, I can tell when somebody's talking to me, but that was what they said, is that you're going to find, that's how, like, for him, it's not just company, but I have someone to take care of, and they said something about, you'll have someone to pour that into. I'm a giver. I am a giver. And I got that from my grandmother. I tell you, I got that from my grandmother. She would give you something. She didn't have a whole lot, but that was her love language. She would give you something. She's always going to give you something. She's always going to give you a gift. You know what I'm saying? And so I got that from her. And so this guy, this pie that I'm going to give to him, he's going to really appreciate it. He's going to appreciate it. And that's when it's good. When you give somebody something and they look at you like, they might say, oh, you didn't have to do that, but you feel like, like, oh, okay. But no, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. And a pie is, what do they say? Harmless. Harmless. It's almost like as if I made it. You know what I mean? Like I made it, and the lady that I work with make me a cake. That's not, that's harmless. That is harmless. So I'm gonna go grab him a pie, and it's like $5. It's not 52, 82. But really, I'm okay financially, even if it was that. You know what I mean? Like, I went through the little Thanksgiving thing, and that was, I had to do this and that to get everything together for that. But I'm back to my normal self. I don't have anything to pay. I'm going to work every day. I don't have anything to pay. So that's why I immediately jumped in. Oh, okay, let me go get an oil change. Let me go start working on this car. And I hadn't been focused on the car because I thought I was getting another one. And not to say that I'm not, but the fact that it passed the smile check, it's like, okay, not yet. Not yet. Not today. Not today. Okay, so since I still have the car for right now, let's go ahead and do what we need to do. Okay. What? And now if he didn't just sound like a baby, I don't know. He's a whole piece of work. He is. I call him little T, because he looks like a tarantula when he stands up and he's biting at me. Looks like a little tarantula. But yeah, so I'm good. I'm good, you guys. I'm good. I'm going to work every day. He really appreciated the little Christmas decorations, and he said that that's how he sees it. He sees it for what it is. That nobody asked me to do anything, for me to bring in stuff, and that's stuff for everybody to appreciate. Excuse me. So he sees that, like, people, I may not be Susie Sunshine, people may not say, but I brought stuff in for everybody, and he brought in the screwdriver to get into the little Christmas tree. Oh, you guys, listen. Okay, so he knows I got everything from the dollar store. He knows because he saw the bags, right? Do you know? So I got the 4 Christmas trees. They're like not higher than 5 inches, right? I got the 4 Christmas trees. So one is red, and one is green, and they have like rhinestones and stuff on them, right? Because that's me, I'm fancy. Well, you know. And then the little one next to it, one is silver and one is gold. Well, white with like a like a white Christmas tree with a silver tint, and then one with a gold tint to it, right? So I bought the batteries, but I couldn't get into it. You know, it's childproof. So there was a little tiny screw on it. So he said he was bringing a screwdriver. So, you know, that's a test. I'm like, okay, is he a man of his word? And he remembered, he brought it in. That really made me happy. Because being a person of your word, you know where I come from, right? That's everything. So he gave me the screwdriver, and would you know, put the batteries in there. Now I knew it was going to light up, but do you know that the little tiny Christmas tree changes colors? I thought it was just going to light up like a white light or something. No, it's like purple and green and red and blue. It changes colors, and the star on top changes colors. I'm like, this is crazy for $1.25. For $1.25, that is crazy. So that was really, really a bonus. You know, to say you spent $1.25 for something that shows you multiple colors. So he appreciated that. You know, the people that we relieved, there was like a whole mess on the floor, and I told him. See, it seems like, okay, what's your problem? I told him that people sometimes leave trash like on the floor. They were potato chips, a plastic bag on the floor, not in the trash can, on the floor. And so I didn't clean it up, and I left it for the lady that relieves me, that's been there for a while. I left it for her to show her this is what's going on. And she didn't come in this morning, but we'll see if it's still there when we come in tonight. And if it is, that's just terrible that nobody would clean that up. Matter of fact, the people that did it, there you go. Come on now, the people that did it, they're gonna be there tonight. The people that did it, they're gonna be there tonight. So are they gonna clean up their mess because they know it's theirs? Okay, there you go. Point made. There you go. The people that made the mess, that Ziploc baggie, you know that's your Ziploc baggie. Those potato chips, you know they're your potato chips. You know that you left that mess. So are they going to clean it up tonight? Is somebody going to clean it up before we get there tonight for the graveyard shift? That's what we're doing. And if they don't clean that mess up, he's not going to be happy, because he's going to be like, what are these people doing? To see that other people are putting so much effort into making it a good place for everybody. You know, for one person or one group to make it, you know, less desirable, to try to create something bad, and somebody else is going out of the way to try to create something good. You know what I mean? He's a guy that has a voice. He's not afraid to speak his mind, but he is a person that believes in the right thing to do. Because he was even saying, I'm gonna do like the boss, like he's new, so there's stuff he doesn't know, and I don't know because I don't do his job. And so he was asking me the first night, and so I told him what I thought. And so then the next night, our boss, you know, happened to be working on a Sunday, so he asked him the same question that he had for me. And he asked him the question, and I want to say he will put it like this. Not that he didn't like the answer that he got, but the answer that he gave him conflicted with our coworker, in terms of now his coworker is going to be left to do the work, right? So he's trying to please the coworker. And I told him, I said, man, I would do what the boss told you to do. That's what I would do. I hear you, but he really needs a job, and he really wants to do good. You don't meet people like that every day. You know what I mean? He really wants to do a good job, and that's where his anxiety comes from, is that he wants to do a good job. So he was like, but I want to do this because he's over here complaining and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, I would do what the boss told you to do. Period. That's, that's that's just what it is. And I told him, I said, because this guy here, the one that told you what to do, I said, he's controlling everything. He's controlling the scheduling. He's controlling everything. Any change that needs to be made, he's the person that's going to do it. So I would do what he said. I would just do what he said. And he listened to me. He listened to me, but because what he wants to do it's a lot for him. Like the elevator's not working, and it's a lot for him to do. It would be you can hear that it's a lot for anybody to do everything. He was going to try to do everything because he needs a job, and he wants to do a good job, and he's new. He wants to do everything, and I'm like, dude, you can't do everything. Do what the boss told you to do. That's the best bet, right? So he listened to me, but yeah. So that says a lot, right? So I tell you this and that and this and that. I'm glad I have somebody good to work with. That's who I'm working with. Somebody that really, really, really wants to do a good job. And if they get in a little anxious, it's because they want to do a good job. And I get that. So yeah. So everything is good on the job front. I have an actual partner. And I'm looking forward. See, that kind of person, I'm looking forward to doing something for him. And I can't wait for him to eat it, because that pie is good. It's good. I can't wait for him to eat it, and then he'll let me know, like, man, that was good. You know what I mean? It's almost like when you have a man that likes to eat, you cook for him, he's going to enjoy that food. And trust me, I'm nowhere near going down that street, but I'm just saying in terms of somebody appreciating. So in terms of somebody appreciating something, and then food really is different. Food is different. Like when I was cooking for people, I wouldn't just cook for anybody, because people criticize, oh, this is too, or why didn't you put, or something like that. Food is specific. That's a different type of pleasure, and I know because I like to eat. That's how I was eating a pie a day. That's why I'm going to buy him something that I really like. I'm going to buy him something that I think is really good. It costs $5. I'm going to buy him something that I know, that I believe is really good. So I think he'll enjoy it. So, yep. So everything is good, you guys. I'm moving right along. I got to figure out how to get this nail polish off my beautiful bag. And, yeah, everything is good. I get no complaints. My little guy, you see, he's not talking to you tonight. He's so funny when he comes up. It's like he really has something to say. Because he'll sit over there and not say anything. And he knows I'm talking to you. He knows, and he comes and he wants to get his 2 bit in too. So that's it. I'm happy. This is the year end. And I'm going to the gym tonight. It's early enough. It's almost 7, so we're going to get this uploaded. It's been going pretty fast lately. So I have time enough to get this done and get to the gym and everything, and get dressed and everything. And this is something that I wanted to remember to tell you guys. This is what I want to tell you. Yeah, I still been rushing into work. That was... I make myself laugh. Yes, I've still been rushing into work. I have. And this guy has noticed it. He's like, oh, okay, that's what she does. I come rushing in, I run upstairs, I heat my food, and I come back. But I'm there on time. I'm there on time enough for that person to go home on time. And that's what's important. I don't get there early enough for you to go home early. I go upstairs, I heat my food, and I come down, and I'm ready for you to go home. And he's seen me do that like a few times, and I told him, I said, you see, that's my routine, right? You see, that's what I do. I said, but I'm here on time for you to go home. He's like, yeah, that's fair enough. And so, but what I want to say to you is that I'm saying that I'm going to go to the gym tonight. I came over and I'm doing this recording. I believe it's going to be able to get uploaded. And you know what? I think it's this safety, the Norton that I have on here. I think it may be helping the upload. I just do, because I'm looking at when I did that, that's when the speed increased. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But yeah. So I'm doing this. I'm gonna go to the gym. Excuse me. I'm gonna go to Walmart. I'm gonna get dressed. I'm gonna go to work, and I'm gonna be there on time. But this is what I want to tell you. I still haven't given up on getting there early. I haven't given up on that, because today, and I was like, I'm gonna get there early tonight. I haven't given up on that. And I say all that to say that sometimes before you get to the success of what you want to accomplish, you got to start, you got to try and try again. You got to try and try again. It's just like if you're trying to lose weight, okay, and then you fall off the wagon, and then you eat the pie. Okay, well then start again. When you're trying to quit smoking and you're like, oh, I fell off the wagon. Okay, well then try again. If you're trying to quit drinking, okay, and then start again. Or some other kind of stuff that you're doing, or whatever it is. It could be a buying addiction. Some people have that. When you have disposable income, when you're not dependent, when every dime that you make is not, about you putting gas in your car and eating, or taking care of your kids. When you have disposable income, sometimes your spending can be out of control. You just buying stuff that you're never going to wear, stuff that's just sitting in your closet or whatever. That can be an addiction as well. Trust me, I know, right? So it could be that. Okay, I'm going to, I'm going to stop spending. That's what I'm trying to say, is spending. I'm going to work on my spending, or I'm going to work on my saving. Whatever it is that you're working on, is what I'm trying to say is, just because one day or 1 week or even a month or something, you've fallen off the commitment that you made to yourself, just keep trying, and eventually you get there. I used to smoke. I used to smoke cigarettes for a long time. I smoked cigarettes, but I was one of those people. I've always been the person I am. There were no cigarette butts in my car. There were no cigarette butts in my car. I would throw the cigarette butts out the window, because I could not be in a car that smelled like smoke. Like the butts in the ashtray and the car. I couldn't do that. And I didn't smoke. Like I couldn't stand smelling like smoke. I remember a story that a friend that my mother had before I was even born, and she said that she was sitting down one day, and this lady, like, she was beautiful, and she walked by and she smelled like cigarettes. And that stuck with me, so I would always do something to make sure that I didn't smell like cigarettes, spray or something. But I didn't smoke like a pack a day or anything. It was like 4 or 5 cigarettes a day. And that was back before it's been a long time since I've stopped smoking. Oh, I used to smoke the cigarettes with the gold band on them. Okay, with the gold band. I smoked cigarettes with the gold band. So yeah, I've been this. I told you I was that girl. I've been I've been this way for a long time. You know what I mean? Cigarettes with a gold band. So I was being fancy, smoking my little nasty cigarettes. And when I stopped, I can remember me and my friend Charlotte. I met her. I remember what I was wearing. I met her at the Al Green concert, and I had to leave. I was having an anxiety attack because it had something to do with my ex-husband, and I was afraid because it was like in the town where he lived, and I had 2 tickets, and so I just I just had an extra ticket, and it was just crazy. But what happened? What happened was I had the anxiety intact too because I was trying to quit smoking. I was trying to quit smoking, so I went to this concert, but I was trying to quit smoking. So I was going through all kind of changes, right? And just just not myself. And that was the one time. But the next time, excuse me, excuse me, the next time I said, okay, I'm ready, and I stopped. But what I had to do too, I had to stop drinking and everything, because all that stuff is triggers. Everything is connected to something else. If you're a drinker, if you drink, if you're a smoker, when you drink, you're gonna want to smoke, right? So I had to quit everything that was attached to it. That's when I started, like making changes, focusing on the relationships. Are you stressing me out? Are you a person that's bringing me stress? You bringing me stress, you're going to make me smoke a cigarette, right? So that was all of that back then is when because you think about it, after I went through the divorce, now you're really into rebuilding. Now you're really into rebuilding a better version of yourself, right? Okay, so what allowed me to make that decision? What allowed me to put myself in a situation like that? What allowed me to? So that's when everything started. How am I smoking these cigarettes? What is this, right? I mean, so many people, people were dying. My father died of cancer. People were dying from cancer, and it was like you can't want to be here, but you're smoking the cigarettes when you're looking at the cancer, right? So I stopped. Because I wanted to live. I just felt like there was no way that I was gonna live, knowing about the power of the gene, right? So I stopped. And but yeah, I stopped all the other stuff that was associated with it. The stuff that you go into the club, you're drinking. I stopped all of that. Everything that was tied in with it. But yeah, nobody knows that, because you look at me, you would not think that I smoke, but I did for a long time. But I was still funny with the smoking. I didn't smell like cigarette smoke, and I didn't have the cigarettes in my car in the house. I used one side of the ashtray. I was very particular. I was very particular even when I smoked. But it's like they say, when it is taken away from you. But I didn't go through all the patch. I had bought some patches and I never used them. But when it was time for me to quit, I quit. It was like a peace within myself, and it was time for me to quit. I quit. But I tell you, God was a part of it, because you know how they say, take this away from me. Take this away from me. And now I can't stand. You want to know what I really can't stand? Is cigarette smoke. I could be standing somewhere in outside, and I'm like, somebody smoking. I can smell it, and I detest it. And the reason why, because I associate it with cancer. I associate it with cancer, not just a habit, but I associate it with cancer. That was the biggest reason why I stopped. And I feel like, okay, if you want to smoke, you want to kill yourself, fine. Don't involve me in it. Smoking is one of those things that it affects other people around you. And then the other side of that, truth be told, okay, you're not supposed to judge people, but I'm wondering how you can do it. Now, if you're younger, you just don't know no better, but I don't know how you can want to be here. You still be smoking at 80. And you want to be here. I don't get that one. You know what I mean? Like, what they say, we know it's a silent killer. We know that. But, yeah, so that's my story. So if you even though that's what I was saying, I rush into work every night, and here I am. What? It's almost 7 o'clock. It's seven. Say it's 7 o'clock, and I'm talking about getting ready for work right now. The way I rush into work, you would not think that was what I was doing. You would think she is running late every night. She is waiting until the last minute to get ready, and I'm really not. It's just I have so much to do. I have so much to do, and like I told the guy, I'm managing a lot. I'm really managing a lot. It's like instead of taking one step to do something, it's required that I take 10 steps to do something, and that's what I'm managing. I'm managing the extra effort that I have to do to get stuff done. I'm managing that, so, and it's okay. It's not a complaint, you know what I mean? But that's what I'm doing. I'm managing a lot. So that's why I say I don't have anything extra, because I'm managing a lot. But yeah, and when like I said, when I was talking to myself, I said, okay, look at him. He's up looking at me. He's not seeing anything, but he's looking at me. Look, don't give my eye contact. You give my eye contact, then it's gonna start whining. Don't give my eye contact. But yeah, in my self-talk, I said, okay, I'm gonna see. He knows what I'm talking about. You hear that? Can you hear him? See? He's not crazy. But yeah, in my self-talk, and this is important too. It's self-talk. What do you tell yourself? It's not what you tell other people. It's what do you tell yourself? Are you telling yourself, I'm going to get this weight off. I'm going to get me a better job. I'm going to start my own business. I'm getting out of this relationship. I'm going to have better people in my life that are more supportive. What are you telling yourself? What are you telling yourself? It does matter. I've heard people say, I'm not too bright. Oh, I'm fat. I heard somebody literally say out their mouth, I'm fat. I'm like, what? You gonna say that about yourself? I'm fat. Woo. I may say I want to get, it's like to describe yourself fat. I'm fat. What? But it's what you say to yourself, and it's what you say about yourself to yourself. Your self-talk is important. It really is. And so I say again, I'm sitting here getting my day started, and I'm saying, I'm going to overcome this tonight. Tonight I'm going to get there early. I'm not going to be rushing through. I don't give up. I keep going. I keep trying, and eventually it's going to get better, Eventually it's going to get better. I'm looking, there's not as much stuff in the car today. Because when I rush, then it's a whole pile of stuff. And I'm saying not today. So whatever you need to do, you keep having false starts. Don't give up. Get back on there. Get back on the bicycle, on the horse. And what you tell yourself, it matters. It matters. Forget what anybody thinks. Forget what they see, because oftentimes the progress that we're making, they can't even see it, because it's inside. Before you change an action, you change your thinking. Before you change an action, you change your thinking, and that's something that no one can see. Yep. So when you're making progress, people don't even know it. They don't know it until you actually change your job, until you move, until you cut your hair, until until you lose a noticeable amount of weight. They don't even know. But you've already changed your thinking. You've already stopped eating the cupcakes. You even stopped eating the potato chips. You stopped. Your mind has told you, because you cannot eat that stuff. That's what I'm saying about people smoking. I'm like, how can you want to live and do that? Because it's not the action, it's the thinking. I'm like, how can you think that that's going to help you to live longer? When you're more than just a kid, how can you think that that's going to make you live longer or help you to live longer? And how are you not valuing yourself? That's what I'm really thinking. How are you not valuing how are you not valuing yourself enough to do something so harmful to yourself? That's what I'm really talking about. How are you valuing yourself so little? Because there's no way you would light something, pick it up, and breathe all that stuff in when you're saying, I love myself. You're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. I'm going to leave you with that. I love you. Thank you for being here with me today. And I'll be here tomorrow. This is Shelly D. Bridgman signing off. Have a good one.